Despite the bad reputation downloadable content has received, it's good for gamers and good for the gaming industry. Downloadable content, or DLC, has been part of the gaming industry for almost 2 decades. The industry has embraced the concept of being able to download new content, features, and items, and it's not hard to see why. Game publisher EA has reported digital download sales to equal $602 million in revenue for the first quarter of 2015 alone. The hard truth of the matter is the gaming industry is a business, and businesses exist to make money. This is especially true of the publishers. While game developers may be trying to create a meaningful experience, a work of playable art, or maybe even just some idle entertainment, publishers are how the game developers make that happen, and the publishers fund these projects with the sole intention of getting more money out than they put into it. Some publishers have gotten a bad reputation, and one many believe they absolutely deserve. They're trying to take advantage of the gamers to make even more money out of the games. Even some game developers, such as Masahiro Sakurai, call DLC a scam. This and other problems have led many gamers to express distaste, disgust, or even abject hatred toward DLC and the companies that use it. It doesn't take long to find a forum thread where gamers are ranting about their issues with DLC. The problems with the DLC vary by type, and there's no shortage of types to get mad at. The types of DLC range from completely superficial, like Skyrim's notorious horse armor, to whole new story and content characters like Bioshock 2's Minerva's Den. Then there's a technical aspect of DLC. The constant patches and updates that seem to pepper our gameplay and slow down our ability to hop on and get to the gaming. So with all this negativity surrounding DLC for our games, the question is, do we want this to exist? The answer is, yes we do. One of the biggest complaints that gamers seem to have involves expansion and map packs. The ones that are complaining say that this extra content should have been included with the original game. They want to know why they should pay more money to play a game that they've already paid for. Many believe the companies are purposefully withholding content from the games just so that they can charge for them at a later date to milk more money out of their creation. In some cases, they may be right. As VentureBeat.com user BitMob points out, this content can be available for purchase anywhere from 2 weeks to half a year from the original release of the game. In the case of the content released so close to the release date, you might wonder if the developer had this content, or DLC, Day 1 DLC as it's often called, ready and waiting to sell you as soon as their game was released. Whether they have or not, it doesn't matter. What really matters is whether or not the game is missing something by not having this content. If the answer is no, as is the case in most games, then why can't they charge for extra content that they put their time and effort into? The point that most people are missing is that they have a full, complete game right in front of them. Because of this, it's illogical for gamers to feel bilked for not receiving content that otherwise would not be part of the original gaming experience. Instead, we should be happy that the game we've loved and enjoyed has even more for us to appreciate. Now our original money isn't wasted on an experience that loses its luster because we have even more to play with. Isn't that worth a little extra cash for the game developers? I can tell you personally that when I first started gaming, and for a long time after that, when you beat a game, that game stayed beat and didn't offer anything but nostalgia years later. Another major complaint that gamers bring up are the immediate updates and patches required to play their game. I know from experience how annoying it is to put a brand new game that was just released into my system of choice and then wait while the game automatically downloads and updates the required patches. In today's era, this is so commonplace you probably couldn't find anyone who could name a game they played that didn't require it in recent memory. Of course, when you buy a game that you've been looking forward to playing, and in some cases stayed up late to get at midnight pre-releases, you want to start playing as soon as possible. Some gamers even take days off work to be able to spend time playing these brand new games, and yes, I'm one of them. To many gamers, this represents problems. Some say the games are rushed to market full of bugs and glitches. One gamer I interviewed said that they believe the game developers use early access gamers as free testers to find these bugs. Another game that I interviewed thought the developers were in such a rush to get their games out that they didn't care that they had problems, so they could always go back and fix them later. In some cases, these sentiments may be true, but again, this is not for the vast majority of game developers. What some of the many interviewees were not aware of is that game tester is an actual job, and it's not always as fun as it may sound. There are people who are paid to play these games and take extensive notes on any problems they encounter. It's true that pressure from publishers has and will cause games to be released before they can be published. To be fair, when the people bankrolling your artistic endeavor tell you that it has to be finished by a very specific date, you don't have much room to tell them no. Let's not forget also that when a game is delayed, gamers don't take too kindly to having to wait even longer. As PC Gamer magazine editor Tom Marks puts it, I am sick and tired of release dates being treated as guidelines rather than deadlines. Being upset about games being delayed to polish them and being upset about a game that has immediate patches to download seem to contradict each other. Either you can be mad that a game is being delayed so the developer can do it right, or you can be mad that they had to patch it right away. Personally, I can see the merit in both. As disappointing as it would be to have to wait longer for a game, whether it's delayed release date or waiting for a patch to download, I would rather have a smoother gaming experience free of glitches and bugs. As Evan Lottie of PC Gamer said of GTA 5 for PC's release delay to April 14, 2015, more time means more difference between the PC and console versions. Isn't that ultimately what we care about? This little bit of wait could save me a loss of progress later on. It could save my multiplayer experience from crashing while I'm trying to have fun with my friends. In this day and age, developers have the ability to correct problems as they go. 30 years ago, if you had a game with a glitch that could stop you from playing, that glitch was always going to be there. You were never going to be able to fix it. In some cases, this could absolutely ruin a game and even worse, ruin a studio. Ubisoft's Assassin's Creed Unity was so notoriously glitchy that the company gave away free add-ons and whole games to make up for it and save face. This problem was so bad that it even caused Ubisoft's stock to drop. Also consider that so long ago, the programming that it took to create these games was far simpler. The immense amount of coding, animating, programming, and development involved in today's games is incredible and insanely time-consuming. It's simply not possible for the developers to catch every little problem, no matter how many times they test it prior to release. I say, be thankful they can fix it. Also, the patches sometimes come with free content, and who doesn't like free content? Many gamers are fed up with superficial DLC as well. This type of DLC has absolutely no impact on the gameplay or story whatsoever. In some cases, gamers are unhappy that it even exists. It's a clear and obvious attempt to make money on the part of the company with simple additions such as costumes and weapon skins. In other cases, gamers are saying that some of this content used to be unlockable in their favorite games and now they're expected to pay for it. My first point is, there is still content like this in the unlockable in many games. It hasn't gone away. A good example of this is 2012's Borderlands 2. Throughout the game, you can find hundreds of new costumes and skins for your characters. Not a single one will cost you any additional money. Now that being said, they do have many other skins available for purchase. Recently, the creators of Mortal Kombat 10 came under fire for some gamers for the ability to purchase easy fatalities for the newest installment. Traditionally, fatalities are performed through an intricate combination of button presses that result in a delightfully gory and creative death sequence unique to each character. A little bit of money will get you a one-time ability to use these fatalities with a simple button press. Keep in mind these fatalities, no matter if you pay for them or perform them, are only usable after you've won the match anyway. Admittedly, even I rolled my eyes with the thought of these paid fatalities. Some Major League gamers, though, have pointed out the benefits of this system. Monetization consultant and game developer Ethan Levy points out that these don't affect the outcome of the game in any way and help the developer keep revenue up to continue to develop new content for the game. In addition, benefits exist for the DLC that most gamers probably don't consider. When a game begins development, there is a small core group of game developers that begin to work on it. As the game progresses, the team begins to grow and expand. They need more artists, more animators, more programmers, and eventually testers, to name a few. What used to happen when the game was finished, as mentioned by industry veteran and CEO of game design company Stardock, Brad Wardell, would be mass layoffs of a great number of the staff. This is terrible news for anyone working in the industry. This is also a great reason alone to produce DLC, but the key here is the benefit that it has for gamers as well. When the larger team can be kept on, they can be put to work creating new and exciting DLC. This frees up the core team to work on new projects and sequels the gamers crave. This also produces happier, more focused workers who can devote more time and effort in creating it rather than worrying about where the next job will come from. Also, as Ethan Levy mentions, a team that gets to stay together gets used to each other, builds on each other's strengths, and can create a higher quality product. Better quality is something that we can all appreciate in our games. Gaming is a business. In a business, someone is always trying to make a buck. There will always be publishers that want to take advantage and really don't care about the gamer. These companies are not the norm. Game developers pour their heart and soul into the creation of these interactive works of art that we love. We should appreciate them. When I started gaming, it was so much different. When you bought a broken game, that game stayed broken. When your game was beaten, it offered nothing new to make you come back. Since the time of the original Nintendo, game prices have actually remained the same price, or in some cases are cheaper than they were way back when, despite the increased production values. An 8-bit game for the original Nintendo console costs an average of $50, which when adjusted for inflation would be around $90 today. Your average new release for a game made for our HD TVs and high-end gaming rigs costs $60. For these reasons, we should be happier than ever with the games we play. We can never eliminate all the bad seeds, but the majority of our DLC adds to our gaming experience, and I fully believe that we absolutely would miss it if it was gone. Because of the DLC, developers prosper, the publishers prosper, and yes, even we prosper as gamers. DLC is a solid and probably permanent part of the gaming industry, and for that we should rejoice. Even in the worst case scenario, if you absolutely cannot come to terms with DLC, and you never will, you always have the option of not buying it in the first place. And the freedom of choice is a wonderful thing.